Good afternoon. Aigi mingna Chanchui Khayi. Ngasi ay po sumaina batang bibibise. Thank you so much. Um, Hozik, 1964, the Horaga, Femina Miss India. First time. It was the first time Femina Miss India was crowned. Adudagi Horaga Hozik Pao. It is the 60th anniversary of Femina Miss India. Sumaina, big occasion and celebration of womanhood in this time, uh, being selected to represent my state, I consider it a big honor. And not just that, but a responsibility towards my people. Because I'm not just representing, as Amiri Singh and even my sister Papa has said, I'm not just representing one community, but the communities of all the tribes that are here in our state. And in carrying such a huge responsibility and burden over my head, I must do it with a heart full of love and support from my people that are behind my back. I think that it is so amazing that over the past year, what has happened, and the fact that we are celebrating the 60th year, I believe it is an alignment from God. In such a big platform on a national level, the fact that we are given one more opportunity to come out and speak about our troubles, the trials that have been put upon our lives in each of our community, how sad. And what a moment for us to think for each other, to come together and say, what are we doing? How can we make this state better? In this journey ahead of me, one thing that I will be carrying with is the stories of my people. The stories where we have failed, the stories where we have been hurt, and the stories of those who became the victims when they were not meant to be. I stand on this national platform carrying each and every one of them, from the young, from the youths, to the women, to the men who have lost their lives. It is very sad. But despite the sadness, we must remember that we cannot live in the sadness that we experience. We have to come out of it. The only way to do that is to speak up. Speak up for the things that have happened to you. And I think that is only possible if I represent, as I have been given the chance this year. In doing so, I believe that I will face so many trials, so many struggles along my journey, not just on a physical level, but whether it is online, whether it is from random people who will try to block my way. But I believe that truth will always speak louder when we speak it from our hearts. So it is my prayer, it is my request from each and every one from my state of Manipur to pray for me. Pray that I will be able to say the right things. Pray that I will be able to speak your hearts, the pains that you have experienced, and also the fellowship that you have made, even in the most difficult moments. It is funny when I think about silence. Silence is something we have experienced as a state, I believe, over the past year up till now. But we must remember that at times, silence speaks louder. And when I reach there on that national platform and finally speak the name of my state, Manipur, it should hear and it should cross upon all the people that are listening, saying that this is a daughter of our nation. We must recognize, we must acknowledge that things have happened, yet we must always come back and remember that we always can be better, and we must always strive for a better future, not just for the present, but for the children that are waiting for their dreams to be fulfilled and at present now are forgotten. So I hope that you will all be able to support me in this journey and pray for me and always definitely give me advices or constructive criticism as well, because all that I am, it is for each and every one of you. Thank you. The fabric of our moral background is kind of broken down in every aspect, and we must rebuild it in the smallest ways, from the children to the communities that we communicate with one another. I feel like it all comes down to when we communicate with each other, we find an answer. And to be able to do that, we have to open up our hearts. And I think we can only do that when we start to also push forward programs that can help fund collective, more approachable means of programs that can help us communicate with one another and find a clear understanding and the clarity on how we can find solutions, because it is not just one person that makes a difference. I believe that there is a person ahead in the front, and there are ones who come before you. I believe that a leader does not stand alone. She stands with her team, the group of people that will advise her, will help her. So I stand holding that sash of Manipur to represent each of them. So yes, hopefully in that way.
Finalists will participate from 29 states, no?
Yes.
So you are the only one that come from a state which is facing a crisis. Yes. What do you think about this?
I believe that although it is so painful for us to be seen in that light by the rest of the country, I think it is also a moment where we can realize where our heart lies in humanity as a nation, not just from Manipur, but I'm sure that the rest of the other states and all the other girls have known, and the rest of the nation has heard the stories of our state and what has happened to our community. So in knowing that, I hope that they will be able to open up their hearts, their minds, and being accepting, not just ending there with acceptance, but doing something for each other. Because I know that our nation is something where we have always taught our children to be united despite our diversity. So that is something I hope, through my words, through my actions, or my friendships with the rest of the contestants, will be able to come together and find solutions ahead.